All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The Promised Neverland, episode 4. All right. So we have our plan essentially in place.
There is another factor involved, though, in that there is another kid that is on to some stuff.
Yep.
And what their role will be in this, we shall have to see. Hopefully that's revealed soon.
Mm-hmm. We have the girl that's been kind of watching them, following them, and whether or not she's aware of everything yet, or if it's just kind of a thing of, hey, you're acting suspicious.
Right.
Or whether or not she's some kind of an informant or spy.
Right. What has she told to Mom, if anything? And then also, what's Krone's angle in this whole game going to be? Because
Krone
she is pitting herself against
creepy.
Mom. Oh yeah, definitely.
She was proper creepy.
She cray.
Like, hey, if you were there, we're on the same side.
Yeah,
Emma. Oh man.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So how they're going to get around this new set of problems will be interesting.
Yeah, I think that we're going to get in this episode the proper kind of execution of the team up with this new girl and how they're going to decide disseminating information,
right,
and what information will be disseminated to the remainder of the kids, and or when or how, and all those parameters and stuff like that.
That would make sense.
And then maybe some tactics, strategy talk between Norman and Ray. That would be interesting. Yeah. So y'all, this show, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. All right, a little animation
orange
title card thing going. Now. This is a good OP.
It really is.
I mean, we're watching a lot of shows right now with really good OPs, but this one is just a cut above the usual. It's like a clear cut. Yeah. On fire.
I'm convinced that Norman is actually the one we need to be worried about. Or at least if he wanted to, he could be the most terrifying of everyone.
See, like right now, like right now, we're so like early into everything. It's more like I want to see what things are being like seeded, because everything in the beginning is the most,
it's the
important and stuff. So I almost feel like they're just building up in general. Yeah, that's just such a cool little like
it's such an intentional
shot.
like the squad shot,
right? Na. Okay.
It's weird.
Wait.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Isabella basically just reminding her, I have all the power here. Oh.
But if you screw with me...
Wow. Oh my gosh. Mom, you crazy.
Yeah.
You scary.
Are we gonna understand what's the deal here? Well, okay, there we go.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
Cool. All right. Ooh, yes, good idea. Right. Awesome.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay. Huh? Huh? I got that. Yeah, no problem.
I'm telling you, this could all be part of training. Like...
Oh. Oh. Hmm. So they're gonna tell the two of them now?
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Ah.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
Plan around that plan.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay. Cool. Oh. Oh.
I am a big fan of this camera angle.
Yeah, POV. Slow with the walking and steps.
This person doesn't seem very tall.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of the kids. Oh.
But I think maybe one of the really little kids.
Oh, like, who was the kid? The little boy? No. This isn't a little kid. Too tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, see, she's
Yeah.
already kind of aware. Right. So it tempers a little. It tempers a little bit of the horror of it.
Right.
But it still gets them the same. Nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. She's gonna reinforce this. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Mmm. Well, we know she's not the informant.
Oh. Yeah, good point.
She is 100% trustworthy.
It's much worse than that.
Be strong, Emma. Oh, nice. Norman.
No. Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. We get even more stuff here. Wow. Oh.
But Connie's dead.
Yeah, but the fact that Emma can say that with conviction and lie to them in order to convince them of what needs to be done. Hmm. Wow.
Oh. Cool.
Nice. See, the fact that Norman is actually going to all these lengths in some ways makes me think, like, if Norman was the informant, we would be screwed already.
Yeah,
like,
quite frankly, if I'm a Cylon, then you're all screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Oh.
Assuming none of us die horribly, yeah.
Oh. I'm worried. Mom's gonna make a move.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, no way.
All right. What? She's actually just going to the bathroom.
Right. Oh, she's scared. She doesn't want it to be. She's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing this again. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I was like, and she's 100% trustworthy.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's not Gilda.
Wait.
Wait. Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Wait. This is something else entirely.
Get away from the door, though.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
She is crazy, Jacob.
Oh,
she's actually crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that much was clear, but...
God, that's freaky. Oh, yeah. Hug it out. Hug it out. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that would be terrifying. Ugh. I think I just saw a possible future.
Norman's gonna be negotiating for Emma's life in the way he's separated from them now?
No. Because here's the thing, Jacob. Wow. Oh. Jacob. You know. Yeah. You know what they're setting up?
What?
It's Norman or Ray. 100% now. 100% now.
Yeah, I would say it's most likely Norman.
I'm gonna explain why in the discussion, but like this is so important. Like this is huge.
This is basically the crux of what probably 50% of the conflict is going to hinge on.
Right. Because Okay. Yep.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so the reason why he was telling Ray that specifically was because he was actually letting him know that there's 3 potential people now that have the opportunity to betray them.
Right. Yeah, okay. Nice.
And the thing is that anytime he, Norman, you're a freaking genius. Now, here's the thing. Here's the problem with this, though. Norman is the genius, right? Ray is probably the informant here because of the way this was set up. All he had to do was just not give it to Dawn. And or he's basically saying that he's the thing and then lying that he's saying that he gave it to Dawn. That he told Dawn there's that place.
But he actually told Dawn something else.
Right. Or he did tell Dawn that, but he's trying to see if Ray was the spy by just forcing it out of him. But here's the thing. Norman, by setting this up, has a legitimate reason now to basically accuse anyone based on the information that was set up here. So he can basically pin that whole thing onto someone else. But with the way they're setting this up, I think it's like 85-90% Norman. So, yeah. I just gotcha. Norman just potentially made a god level play. Like Tyrion's whole I'm marrying off Marcella to so and so, but the reason why I'm telling you that I'm telling them a specific thing of that.
plan around their plan.
Oh my gosh, Keikaku Dori.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so do you think that he's right and that Ray is the informant, and he basically, he made a specific thing be set up in a specific way that it would go in this direction?
I think Norman's the spy. Here's why.
Okay, so yeah, I have a theory of how that could work.
He has the most motivation so far. If you think about the whys that they've introduced.
Motivation for what?
For being a spy.
Okay.
If you think about the whys that they've introduced for the kids so far, Emma has one, but it's very much the protagonist, just generally wants, naive, idealistic, all that stuff. Ray, they haven't really gone into. Norman is the only one that they have. And that's that he cares about Emma, right? And he's doing all this for Emma, right? And he also was the one that specifically asked Emma how she would feel about a spy, right? That seems like the kind of thing where he's basically saying, since you're the one I care about here, right? I'm asking basically how you would feel about me if when you find out that I am the spy.
That is a distinct possibility. So I think that there's not even 3 possibilities here. There's really only 2. And it's basically that Norman or Ray is the spy. Here's why it feels a little bit weird. I'm going to go for the least likely thing first. I think that Norman being the spy is the least likely because of just the way they're setting this up. But here's why I think he could be the spy. By him setting things up in this way, he has no accountability with regards to his plan.
Right, unless they reveal something later that he actually told Emma in private, okay, here's what I'm actually doing. And I'm also testing Ray, and I'm testing all these other people, and I'm doing all these things, and you're the only one who knows because I actually trust you.
Right. The thing is that I have, for the same reason why I think actually Ray is the spy, is the same reason why I actually think
Norman isn't
the spy. Yeah.
Okay.
Is because if Norman is the spy, we would have been screwed already. So
he would have come up with something much smarter, basically, and just...
Well, no. The issue would be that his motivation of what we've said is that he wants to make Emma happy would conflict with Mom's desire.
That's true.
There. So in order for him to do that...
Right, he's smart enough to know that keeping Emma safe is not what would keep Emma happy.
Right.
And unless he wanted to go the route of basically, but I know what's best for you, he could do that, but probably not.
If he was doing that, though, here's where it would be interesting, is that he's actually pushing things specifically to go on to Ray to incite some level of chaos to help them escape. And part of that, I think, would be that he's actually not really... He's like Ray. Ray is confused by Norman's basically just going along with whatever Emma's saying, is because Norman has on some level basically leveraged something against even Mom. And he's basically saying, no, Emma's going to get away. You won't be able to stop me. But I can keep you from having to deal with with a lot of them getting away if you let me handle this.
Maybe.
Now, that's the thing. That's I think one of the only ways Norman can be the spy at this point. But Ray, they just set up the perfect type of conflict. It's not about whether or not Ray is the spy. I think it's almost like 85 to 90% certain he's the spy at this point because of the way he told Ray specifically that.
Yeah, that is very true.
And Ray's motivation is not actually specified, which is, I'd say, grounds to say that no,
he is.
He has more likelihood, not that he is necessarily.
Here's how I can see them doing it. Because one of the things that I would love to see here, especially with how Norman talked about how we need to outwit Mom. Now he's talking to Ray specifically when he said that, and they were alone together. So there's that too. But keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yep, totally.
I could see either Norman or Ray, or potentially even both of them, being informants for the purpose of misdirection, misinformation.
But they're alone.
Right. So that's where it would break down.
There. Yeah.
Well, no, not the fact that there's no Emma there, but that basically, because Norman, I see him as being the most potentially manipulative out of all of them because he has the capabilities to be able to do it very effectively, right? That was demonstrated this episode.
Yep. Very well.
Now, now with the way things are going, it seems to Yeah, okay, it does seem to be that Ray more likely is the spy, but I don't think they would do something that would make Ray actually the enemy.
That's what I'm bringing up. Yes.
So if they have Ray be the spy, I could, and especially since he's the tactics one over the strategy, I could see it being some measure of counterintelligence.
So yes, that's what I was building up to exactly. Is that his thing is that he is not giving Mom everything.
Right.
And the idea, though, that he is the informant, we have to assume still that the best player at this game is Mom, not Norman or really anyone else here. Because here's the thing. It's understood now. We have literally on screen proof that Mom knows that, like, people know.
Yeah.
With that letter being given, if it was from Ray, I think what they're basically letting us know, if Ray is the spy, is that everything Ray knows, Mom has at least the potential of knowing.
Okay. Oh yeah, that is a good point. Why would Norman say that, it's under Norman's bed? Like the only reason he would do that is if he was wanting to specifically be tricking the other kids into being like, Dawn's the spy, but for the interaction with Mom, that doesn't make as much sense.
Yep. So what I'm seeing here is a potential thing of where the conflict is not just around the idea of whether or not people know.
Mm-hmm.
It's about whether they can make an escape with everyone knowing that they're trying to escape. And that's where things get into some really crazy, like, brainiac, big galaxy brain tactics strategy stuff. Because
especially considering that once Mom knows, theoretically, she could just basically be like, okay, cool. Now maybe the reason she's keeping a lid on it is because she doesn't want to damage her reputation as Mom.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just tell you, it's a farm. Remember, this is a business. She can't harvest early for the sake of saying that she screwed up.
Sure.
She has to have everything go on schedule. Everything basically that I see this from is basically Mom saying, let them have their little fun. And that's why I think on some level, she knows everything that Krone knows. She's like, oh, you think all your little games and stuff, like, is going to amount to anything?
Right, exactly.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Like, and
say my name.
Just scared silly.
Yep.
And then even giving her the carrot of like, oh, but if you do what I need you to do.
If you're a good girl.
If you're a good girl, yes.
Yeah.
I'll make you Mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just having her snap moment of just tearing apart that doll.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
which it's like, I thought there was going to be some significance maybe to that doll specifically.
Potentially,
But I guess maybe not. It's just...
We see where her priorities lie.
Exactly.
She's got no past. It's all about her potential future. Like surviving in a little bit better of a way than she was previously. So, I think evidence for Ray was like spiked in this episode dramatically. The moment of him asking, Norman asking Ray, why would someone do that? Like, why would someone betray others? And then Ray basically gives like exactly the reason we came up with of, oh, maybe they would, get some kind of leniency, and then they would get to grow up and be, kind of an overseer or something like that. Does that not sound exactly like what Mama's backstory probably was?
Oh yeah, and she just did it better than anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And and here's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how early, that regardless of whether or not it's Norman or Ray,
how long has this been going on?
How long do you think they would have had?
Yeah.
Do you think they would have had someone basically working on the inside like that? And that's probably why, on some level, Isabella's organization is run so well. She trains up.
Sure.
Like, part of her mission, like her sub-mission is to...
create more moms.
Basically.
Yeah. Or dads, I suppose.
Or whatever. Just,
Right.
Okay. Ray's face seemed to be pretty... like, crap. Like, it didn't seem to be like, how dare you?
I don't know. I feel like we could have a lot of different faces for Ray. Like, you could take the same image of Ray's face and do like the Ray when he's angry, Ray when he's surprised, Ray when he's stressed.
No,
you know?
but when he was accused,
yeah,
when he was accused, he looked pretty like if anything, he looked slightly angry too. Okay, here's the crazy bit. Let's assume Ray is the spy, right?
Okay.
Let's assume.
Yeah.
What does that change if they know? What's the first thing that would happen?
Take him out back into the woodshed and kill him. I don't know.
No, they can't.
Right.
No, they can't. They're like special products, you know.
Uh-huh.
They're good, like, premium food.
Wait, so you're talking about if Mom knows that they know that Ray's the spy?
Yes. What's the next logical step in general?
For Mom, it would be to get another spy. And also, you know, take everything Ray says with a grain of salt.
But that's the thing. Would you... Okay, if your Mom here and Ray has been outed...
Yeah.
You can't kill Ray.
No.
Would you punish Ray? Because you don't want him to turn against you, right?
Right.
So my thought would be, do they have some kind of a transfer system?
Probably not.
Probably not, right?
Yeah, because you want them to have like that can disturb their upbringing, you know.
Right. So my worry here is that this is going to be turning into a thing of where Ray is going to be shunned from the group potentially. And Mom's like, yeah, I don't care that you know and stuff like that.
Well, here's the thing.
But they're going to have to hide everything from Ray potentially as well.
Right. Here's the thing. If they do that, then I feel like the story becomes less interesting because there's less variables. It's basically taking the simple approach. Now,
wait. Him being a spy takes away a variable?
No. Him being a spy and that being a problem that causes him to get shunned, that takes away a variable. Because it's less character interactions, basically, right? Well, it's a different type, you know.
You think they could do that actually successfully? I'm talking about the way they would attempt to do that. Like...
I think that basically makes things a bit more static, right?
Okay.
As opposed to dynamic.
Gotcha.
And what they would really want to do, because the thing is that, okay, in this situation, this reveal, assuming it is Ray, well, even if it isn't, it's a great testament to Norman's intellectual capabilities. He's a smart boy. Ray is also very smart. So, how are they going to make it so that it's something where both of them seem equally competent? You know, it could be that Ray just got beaten, right? That could be it. But what do we do for him being a spy that makes it seem so that either he is interesting as an ongoing character in the story, or that what he did previously will just spice up the dynamic that they have going on right now?
I have an idea.
What?
What do you think about him trying to convince them, and especially Emma, that he was forced to do it? And he basically plays the victim thing and then basically tries to convince them that he won't ever do it again. In fact, he'll help them. He will provide counterintelligence.
Potentially,
but he's like, you need to promise me that you can get me out. He's like, you don't understand. He's like, Mom figured it out. It was you initially. I was so scared. She showed me what would happen to me if I didn't cooperate. I cooperated, and I'm so sorry. And he basically pulls on the waterworks. He convinces them as much as he can, and then we have to realize, like, can we trust him? Can we actually take that apology and everything seriously?
That would be interesting, but it would feel like a very, very much a deviation from how Ray has been as a character thus far. Now, it could be that they're just doing that because, you know, you don't really know the true me because I've kept it hidden, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I would say that works very well because we don't know much about his character. Like, what are some defining features about his character's personality?
That he's quiet.
Okay, that's nothing.
Yeah, I know. It's very easy to have that just be a lack of something added out.
Right. We know more about his capabilities than his actual person.
Right. We know that he's perceptive. We know that, you know, he's you know, a bit cold and he's practical. You know.
Those are all.
Practical's kind of a personality thing, but it's a personality thing. But the thing is that, like, when I think about the idea of the waterworks and the I did it but I had to kind of a thing, that seems more like something that would be more compelling from Norman's perspective, because even though there would be some things that they'd have to iron out,
Right.
Because Norman, I feel like, would have a stronger why, because it wouldn't necessarily just be something for himself. It could be something for Emma. It's the idea of, they threatened Emma rather than just they threatened me.
Sure.
They can still do the threatening thing for Ray, but yeah.
Well, it's just self-preservation.
Right. I feel like what's going to happen in this next episode is that we're going to get to know Ray a lot better than we already did, whether he's the spy or not, and what the implications and the reasonings for him being the spy, if he is, are. Yeah. But I hope they don't remove him from the group of kids as a trusted individual. Like, if anything, I hope that this confrontation is like a Norman being like, haha, I got you, and Ray's like, oh no, this is just a nice verbal sparring. You know, I know what I'm doing. Like come on, why don't you trust me? Yeah, I'm doing this.
But the audience,
don't tell Emma, she won't be able to keep it a secret, you know.
I mean, but the audience then would have to then justify Norman's logic that brought him to this kind of verbal sparring.
Right, which could be that Ray actually is the spy.
But then are we then supposed to have it be a thing of where Norman is suddenly incompetent and...
No, it's just that Norman figured it out quite, stellarly that Ray is the spy, but then it's Ray saying, yeah, I'm the spy and this is going to continue. Here's why, blah, 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 blah. And then, then that way they can have a conversation about it as opposed to it just being an accusation and then a yes or no kind of answer.
Okay, I like that. I like the idea of Emma not being in the know. I like the idea more, though, of reinforcing that Norman is the actual genius, because that's what they've been saying.
Yes, definitely.
That Ray is intelligent, he's really smart. But Norman is on another level. Yes. Norman's nearly perfect in a kind of an
Which is why
way.
I kind of want him to be the spy in a way, because they're building him up to be so smart that if they could take it, I feel like they could, if they wanted to, take it one layer further and have it still be plausible.
Oh, I see him as the sad death. Like,
oh yeah,
let's be real. Like at this point here, he's so helpful for everything that if he was the spy, like you were saying,
he could be basically the mentor that then tragically dies, and then the hero's all alone, kind of a thing.
Well, I don't know, like specifically about like the role he'll play in his death, other than it'll be an emotionally hard thing for him and Emma, just like losing anyone would be,
right?
But specifically because they're going to have some special connection, probably added in or reinforced by the time he dies. But if he was the spy, we're almost at that point where they would just all be screwed, really. Yeah. Also, it is interesting though that the whole thing of Norman being the one that is really genius, but sets up these specific plans in order to figure out like how and who and why and all that. And Ray is the one that's properly suspicious and pragmatic, yet does none of that. Like he doesn't actually like take specific efforts in order to, or at least it's only been an episode or so since they've talked about the whole idea of a spy or informant. But it seems like that if he was the tactics person, he would have some special bits of assistance info in that area that would be like, oh, yeah, I've already covered for this person because I did a conversation trick on them and they fell right into it and didn't have any revealing or whatever.
That's the kind of thing I'm looking forward to seeing from Ray, is the actual tactics, because from what we've seen so far, Norman seems to be displaying actually the tactical stuff, and like it seems like that classic like anime smart character that just knows all kinds of things, and Norman's very clever in like figuring things out, but he's very much doing a devil is in the details approach, right, which seems more of a tactics thing than a strategy thing. So yeah, I'm curious to see how they'll showcase Ray being smart in his different way from Norman, because Norman is smarter, but Ray does have his own thing that he contributes to the group, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I know what strategy and tactics are, just to reinforce this for the people here. Strategy is where things apply to the big picture, and you look at how the moving parts interact with each other.
Right. Tactics is
you exploit the movements of one thing or a small number of things to a minute level of detail. And Jacob, I would say that we are not in tactics territory. Yeah, just to basically say we could go way deeper into the details here.
Maybe, and well, but that's why that would be something that I'd be interested to see, because it's going a fair amount into the details. Like when I think strategy, I think like super big picture, and we haven't seen too much of Norman thinking about that kind of stuff.
What?
So,
the first episode, him tracking them and positioning himself in specific ways when they're doing hide and seek and tag and stuff. That was where they showcased actually that he had any kind of strategic insight into the way that they did things.
Sure.
Yeah. That's about as big scale as you can get in a farm where kids are, sitting around in,
right,
white clothes and things, and they don't really have much things to work with and stuff. This movement here was manipulative, and it was a specific, withholding of information to reveal, certain things there. And I would say it's not even that crazy for these kids based on their competence in certain areas thus far. So I would say you're right in that we are still yet to see the true intelligence of Ray with regards to tactical, detailed, micro maneuvers. And if he can micro maneuver out of this whole thing and still be the spy, yeah, that's where that's where we're going to see tactics.
Right, because the thing is that we, like, depending on how the show wants to go with how big the scope is of the story as a whole, like when we get to the end of the show, will it be them escaping, or will it be like, no, the story's over, that's it, right? Then
pretty sure there's more coming.
Okay,
just with the way my friend talked about the manga and stuff like that, is he would basically like this story has like so much good stuff in it, and like it's still currently going.
Then,
and everything
given
like
that, I would say it's very unlikely that they will eliminate a character right here.
Oh, that's actually a good point. We don't really know their. Connie was kind of the premise impetus for the conflict, right?
Right.
But we haven't actually had a character since then even really come into the, they're about to be eliminated kind of writing. And if anything, the stuff that they've foreshadowed, if anything, was Krone's ending.
Yes,
right. The only person really here who's been having death flags put in their face is Krone.
And she was introduced not at the beginning of the story.
Right, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Like, but the way Isabella basically was just like, pat on the cheek.
You try and mess with me, I will crush you.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Yes.
You're insurance, nothing more. You're a tool that I will use, basically. Like Isabella's cold. Isabella's creepy.
Yep.
But what we know is that Gilda, for one, is 100% innocent. And it's weird, the way that I was like, hey, she's 100% innocent. Then she immediately goes out in bed. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I bought into it like so bad. And then, no, she goes to Krone.
Yep.
But someone else goes to Isabella. Right. Someone else directly informed them, and it was either Dawn or it was Ray. Or with some like 5-head galaxy brain, really weird motivations that I think are almost a bit too crazy. It's actually Norman playing us all like pawns. Now, I'm going to put it out there that I think we are like, it's a 1 out of 10 that it's Norman. I think it's Ray. I think that we're going to get into more of the mind games of where when you're playing like a board game with someone, like chess, for instance, it's not necessarily measured by who has taken the most pieces immediately. It's board position. It's tempo. It's
counting moves. Yeah.
It's counting moves, exactly. And I think that right now, since it's probably Ray, Norman just declared check. And Ray is going to need to either counterattack or find some way to hunker down for a bit.
Right, because the thing is that, and when I say eliminating a character, I don't mean a character getting killed off or shipped off or anything like that. It can also
ending
be
their
just
story,
ending their story, which can also include them being socially cut off from the rest of the group. Because it's because like 3 characters for a story, that's on the low side, right? And for all intents and purposes, 3 main characters, right? Because all the other kids don't really matter, right? It's Norman, Ray, and Emma. Yeah. And if you go down to 2, then you just slashed your character interaction possibilities, right? Yes. Down to just 1.
Yeah, they would have to start rapidly, basically building up the characterization of all the other kids.
Or use if like he gets ostracized or whatever, use it as more of like a redemption story where he's still around. It's just that the character dynamic has changed because of this new information, right?
Right.
But yeah.
This was a Mondo twist twist cliffhanger to end an episode on.
Yep.
I can't believe if it was actually like Ray all this time that we didn't see it coming, because
to be fair, they haven't done a whole lot for fleshing him out as a character.
Well, it's early in the show, I think, is more what it is. But I think you're right in that this episode is not necessarily the, oh my god, this changes the plot. It's more like, oh my god, this is the Ray episode. This is the letting us know who Ray is episode. Because we could get hard characterization for him here, especially if he reveals finally his motivations for things,
right? Why he's
just
doing all
in
this.
general, and whether or not he's the spy. There's some really good things that can come from that, and maybe we'll see some next level conversation, mind games thrown back and forth between him and Norman,
right?
And that alone sounds exciting.
One thing I am looking forward to is how much they're building up Norman as being super smart. I want to see his smarts sacrificed in the right way to Mom. Basically, build up Norman to be super smart, but then use that and have Norman be playing all his games and not get like dumb for the case of building Mom up, but show how Mom is even able to beat Norman. Like Norman's good, but she's better.
If Ray is the spy, she's already won. Like, that's the point, is that if either of them are the spy, well, if Norman is the spy, this game's over. This is going to have a horrible ending.
Game won't even begin, it's so over.
If Ray is the spy, we're going to have to find out some very specific things as to why Mom is moving the way she's moving, which means, according to her, from her perspective, they're not even playing. This is Azula sitting on the Earth Kingdom throne being like, don't flatter yourselves. You were never even players.
Yeah.
So either way, the fact that Mom has an informant and the fact that it's potentially one of the three main characters, she's already won in that respect. And Norman is playing a game that he is woefully unprepared for. If that's the case. So, y'all, Promise Neverland. I am with you in that there is a worrying bit of me of how they will handle the story if this reveal is legit and it's revealed so early.
Right, and the motivations behind the reveal. That's the big thing, because it's not just the fact that he's telling Mom stuff. It's like, okay, cool. Why and how much did he tell her?
Yep. Yeah. And then what is Mom doing because of that information that she'd been given? So besides just taking the rope, basically. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. Any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about these stories, about anime in general, or just whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.